Dragon Ball Daima definitely delivered better than Dragon Ball GT when it came to giving us Vegeta transforming into Super Saiyan 3, something many fans have been wanting to see for 30 years. But in this video, I'm going to talk about why Vegeta actually had Super Saiyan 3 at his disposal as a transformation in-verse after the Buu saga, as I have the answer for you using official material, guides, and in-verse lore that I know you will love. So definitely check this one out all the way through and hit the like if you're a fan of Super Saiyan 3 or Vegeta or Dragon Ball GT. Now first of all, the Daima continuity is linked to Dragon Ball Super, which aren't in the same continuity as GT. So this video is made with the original Z anime continuity in mind. When talking about GT in 2024, it's hard for fans nowadays to understand what Dragon Ball was all about in just the 90s. Mainly because a lot of fans weren't born then, or the early 2000s, and also because it was such a long time ago and so much has been added to the Dragon Ball franchise since then. So understanding where Dragon Ball, the franchise, was in 1996, it's important to forget everything we know now in modern times. A prime example is Battle of Gods, because in 96, Dragon Ball GT and Super Saiyan 3 were in the spotlight big time, whether you love that show or form or you hate them. Going into GT, where Kid Goku couldn't harness the power of Super Saiyan 3, the situation at the time was Super Saiyan 3 was so damn powerful that they made a huge deal out of its power up against Baby, and that Goku's body couldn't handle such a glorious level of power. Of course, up against Baby Vegeta, it didn't look so glorious, but he was the main villain at the time. Let's open this up with official material. Let's start strong with the Dragon Ball GT Perfect Files official guide that directly states Vegeta's body had Super Saiyan 3 in Dragon Ball GT, despite us not seeing him use it all by himself. It says, Super Baby is the final transformed state of Vegeta. It has two types, Strongest Form 1, where Vegeta's characteristics still remain, and Strongest Form 2, which resembles Super Saiyan 3. Now, if you don't know anything about Baby's forms, each level follows the same pattern as Saiyan forms, with a Tuffle twist. The Saiyan forms are altered with a Saiyan Tuffle hybrid metamorphosis, making them stronger variants than the originals, but obviously requires the Saiyan levels in the first place. We see base Baby Vegeta, then Super Saiyan Vegeta with the white hair. Baby then gets stronger, more muscle mass, with a more defined Super Saiyan 2 hair. Then the most popular version of Baby, Super Baby 2. It has no eyebrows, and the white hair has been altered, a bit more ruffled, through the Tuffle metamorphosis. Let's not forget Vegeta also cut a lot of his hair off in GT, so Super Baby 2's hair would have easily been 50% bigger if he didn't cut it. But now the question is this actually Super Saiyan 3? And for how Baby's progression was portrayed in using Vegeta's own Saiyan forms, yes it would be. Even though it's not outright silver spoon fed to us in GT itself, the guide and visual portrayal itself supports it. Is this a case of Baby being able to draw out Vegeta's hidden Super Saiyan 3 power when Vegeta couldn't? No, Baby is controlling the body already there. He can utilize the power exactly how Vegeta could utilize it, forms, moves, everything. Although he did call the Final Flash a Big Bang attack, which could have been the writers messing up entirely, but it was included in Spark and Zero, whether that was the joke, but it is what it is, it happened. Meaning, as a parasite, he's only on board taking in information about the body and is prone to making mistakes with that information at hand, meaning Vegeta still has an edge over utilizing his own body better than Baby. It's just Baby provides the power amps. This is further confirmed about him trying to search Vegeta's memory and information about the full moon when seeing Goku becoming an ape. Baby simply doesn't have access to everything perfectly. He has to find it in Vegeta's mind and body first before using that informational power, meaning if Baby can make Vegeta's body go Super Saiyan 3, Vegeta definitely could do it if that was the case. But even if it was Baby's combination of Tuffle and Saiyan power causing the Super Saiyan 3 form to be unlocked in Vegeta's body for the first time, that would mean Vegeta from that point onwards, without Baby, actually has Super Saiyan 3, even if we never see him use it, because his body was way stronger after the Baby saga, especially in the Shadow Dragon saga when his base form was above Goku's base form due to his Super Saiyan 4 being slightly better than Goku's, despite Goku having two massive ritual buffs and Vegeta had none, not to mention Baby referring to Vegeta's body as the mightiest. Furthermore, Goku was only surprised his body couldn't handle Super Saiyan 3 in Kid form, meaning in adult mode it was no longer a problem in GT, and that's 15 years after the Kid Buu fight. Now Golden Great Ape Baby further supports that Vegeta's body was Super Saiyan 3, and that's because when Bulma used the Brutes waves on Baby Vegeta, or Blutz waves, whichever dub you prefer, he transforms from Super Baby 2 directly into a Golden Uzaru, whereas in the Shadow Dragons arc, Vegeta was hit with the Brutes waves and only became a normal Uzaru first, meaning Super Saiyan was already active on Baby Vegeta before becoming an ape. Further support in Super Baby 2 is Super Saiyan 3. Even though Super Dragon Ball Heroes came out decades after GT and doesn't apply to what was there in the 90s because it's a different show, the Xeno versions are still pulled from the GT continuity. And Xeno Vegeta has access to Super Saiyan 3, which is kind of a nice touch to show that somewhere in that continuity going into Super Dragon Ball Heroes, Vegeta unlocked Super Saiyan 3. But I thought I'd mention that because it seems to be getting forgotten due to Daima's Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta moment, almost like Super Dragon Ball Heroes may take the spotlight away a little. But yes, that's an adult version of Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in case you were wondering. So if Baby Vegeta pretty much reveals Vegeta's body had Super Saiyan 3, when did he unlock it in the Z to GT continuity? It could have been anywhere in the 10-year time skip and also 5 years between Z and GT. We just don't know, but it's more than likely it was at the start of the 10-year time skip because his Super Saiyan 2 form was equal to Goku's Super Saiyan 2 form in the Buu Saga. So there's definitely nods to it in GT, in verse and in guides, but it wasn't focused on or explored with Vegeta on his own, which is a shame. It wouldn't be the case of Baby's power made Vegeta's body strong enough to finally go Super Saiyan 3 because Vegeta's body was already astronomically stronger than it was in the whole Buu Saga, in just base form by the time GT started. In a simplified power scale, the Black Star Saga characters one-shot the entire Buu Saga as Rildo was stated to be way stronger than the strongest Buu of the Z anime, Kid Buu. And that was Rildo's approaching suppressed power. When he soon got serious, Goku's base form then whipped him along with Hyper Meta Rildo, making GT Goku's base form mountains above anything in Dragon Ball Z. But scaling before that with a Sigma Force Lude and GT Oob already makes GT Goku base form way stronger than Kid Buu, and it isn't even close. So then Baby is leagues above everyone again, as it's directly stated. He's made with the power of Lord Lude and takes the power of General Rildo. We already know the power of those. Now Baby gets stronger again by absorbing Goten and Gohan's power because he's a parasite. With a GT Perfect File state, Gohan never neglected his training. GT Vegeta in the Black Star Saga and early Baby Saga is already stronger than GT Goku's base form, at least until Goku reappears on Earth after more months pass on the Dragon Ball hunt in space, where Goku gets another massive boost there. But before this, Vegeta's body was stated to be the mightiest by Baby himself. He's already fought Goku's base form, where he's only keeping Goku around as a punch bag for his revenge for the entire Tuffle race and the early encounter in Dr. Mew's lab. But now we ask the question, why didn't Vegeta directly go Super Saiyan 3 at any point in GT if his body was more than capable? Far more than Goku's in the Buu Saga. From behind the scenes, the right decision to simply not give Vegeta a Super Saiyan 3 moment in GT was a very poor move in my opinion. Coming off Z, that would have been something awesome for Vegeta to showcase with further training, but unfortunately we didn't get that moment. And it seemed like every Saiyan in GT was only using Super Saiyan 1 whenever they were on screen. The pros are it gives the original Super Saiyan 1 some respect in terms of the chosen form for screen time, but the negatives outweigh the pros, as most of the time Super Saiyan couldn't do anything later on, and characters seemed to forget they could transform higher if they needed to, and it just seemed like if you didn't have Super Saiyan 4, you might as well sit on the bench or hold the villain off for as long as possible. There weren't enough episodes with Vegeta in overall in GT, and that does bug me. I really wanted to see more of him, but as far as I'm aware, he was in the first 2 or 3 episodes before the spaceship left, then we didn't see him until episode 25 when Baby arrived on Earth, and then it was Baby Vegeta time, not actually Vegeta. The Shadow Dragons arc was about him going Super Saiyan 4, but that didn't happen until like episode 60. So the only time to really fit in Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta for some on-screen battle would have been in the Super 17 arc, but realistically in the show, based on how strong Super 17 was, it would have just eaten Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta alive, which would have added to the insult of seeing Super Saiyan 3 only for it to get crushed. As during Goku's battle with Baby, Super Saiyan 3 got squashed twice already. So there's a part of me that is kind of glad they didn't just introduce Super Saiyan 3 for that to get squashed against Super 17, because Super Saiyan 3 is my favorite form. We all know the Super 17 saga was all about Super 17 turning up and trashing everybody before he got sent to the grave by Goku in 18, along with everyone's dignity buried with him. No one was getting a shine. I mean, final shine. Except Super 17 and Goku in that arc. 6 episodes of hell for every other character. Literally. I love Super 17, by the way. Also, in the GT Perfect files, there is a form classification chart, and it says Super Saiyan 3 with the names Goku and Gotenks next to it, but it's likely that means who has showcased it in the story by themselves, whereas Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is explained by putting pieces of the story and lore together, using the guides, that the writing team didn't really care that much about at the time, only executing things if it was cool on the day, before moving on to the next idea a week later. Fans care more about characters than the authors do, most of the time, because of emotional attachment to characters and growing up with them, and that goes for all series. That's why Akira Toriyama forgot some forms, even if the fans didn't. So that's it from a writing perspective, but what about inverse? Why didn't Vegeta use Super Saiyan 3 in GT? Did he have the capability to find the hidden power of Super Saiyan 3 deep within? Yes, because he witnessed Goku do it twice, 15 years before GT, and had been training ever since. Plus, Vegeta is naturally stronger than Goku. When it came to the fight with Baby, he took over Vegeta pretty quick early on. There was no chance for him to use it. Next, in the Super 17 arc, there's a theory about Vegeta being able to amp his Super Saiyan power to new heights without transforming. A moment which Vegeta gains a bright white aura as a Super Saiyan to get stronger momentarily in order to fight Super 17. Even though it wasn't enough, there's a theory that he heightened his Super Saiyan power, similar to that we've seen in recent years with Super Saiyan 2 being able to reach Super Saiyan 3 levels without actually going Super Saiyan 3, like in the end of Z Kakarot DLC. Headcanon could be a case of Vegeta mastering Super Saiyan 3's power and applying it to himself in Super Saiyan 1 or 2, which if you think about it, a mastered Super Saiyan 3 isn't a bad shout considering Baby took Vegeta's body to Super Saiyan 3 and maintained that state without ever powering down. He was stable. Though there's still a chance at that point in the franchise, Super Saiyan 3 was considered a draining form no matter how strong the fighter became. That there was no way to ever stop Super Saiyan 3's power drain in that continuity, because in Super, when God, Blue, etc. came into the picture, Super Saiyan 3 was nothing in power compared to those forms, and Goku and Vegeta stabilized the God forms, meaning Super Saiyan 3 no longer drained stamina, because their bases are conditioned to be that damn strong. But in GT, as Super Saiyan 3 was the peak form before Super Saiyan 4, it may be the case that the form was just always taxing and Vegeta refused to use it and stuck to Super Saiyan 1 and 2, focusing on training them up. Again though, most of what I just said is headcanon. And like I said in the Shadow Dragons arc, there was no real chance to use it. He went straight to Super Saiyan 4, and after his power ran out, he could barely sustain Super Saiyan in his final moments. So even if Vegeta had Super Saiyan 3 in GT, the placement in story to use it was just non-existent for the most part. Plus, I don't really think the writers cared to give Super Saiyan 3 any spotlight in GT outside of Goku losing with it, only for Super Saiyan 4 to step in and whip Baby. It's like giving Pan Super Saiyan in GT. Yes, it would be cool to see and get a cool YouTube clip for years to come, but really, what would be the point if it just appears for a moment, then they inevitably lose with that form? In my opinion, it's better to take one less loss in the form to sustain any honor it has, which GT made sure to destroy in the Super 17 and Shadow Dragons arc. Beating up a Super Saiyan 1 was like swatting flies at that point, but I suppose Majin Buu didn't have a problem with Super Saiyan in the Buu saga either. So in conclusion, Vegeta's body in GT is officially stated to have Super Saiyan 3 through the transformations of Baby in the GT Perfect files. There's multiple answers from behind the scenes, inverse, some headcanon theories, but when looking at the lore and power scaling, Super Saiyan 3 is within Vegeta's reach, as much as Super Saiyan 1 is by that point. It's just a shame we didn't get Super Saiyan 3 combined with that mustache, the red top and those leathers, for the greatest Super Saiyan design we never had.